First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Atlanta. Pulls it in at the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. The drive begins with a handoff to Andrews. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
At the 43-yard line.
They'll run again here with Andrews. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. The Falcons at 7-9 now on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense?
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. There he goes, left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Pulls it in at the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's Walker. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
A loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now Luck on 3rd and goal. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
Yeah, he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
37-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Vick. Throwing left side, it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll run it with Andrews. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
From the 29, Vick. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Troy Anderson, the man on the tackle. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
A 5-yard pickup on the play.
Wilson Brown in motion right. He's got his tight end Fant on the move past the 40. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 38 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. On third down, here's Walker. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football. They just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback to just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, tell all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now here's Vick. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Vick with the incompletion on 1st down, and now that leads to 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a ball.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes and they're getting at them.
Vick to throw on 4th down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks continue to pull away here in this first half. Zerline good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side. And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up, and they gave the touchdown that was just given up. The Falcons on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And Vick's throw there incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Now Vick on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. He's got the first down and more than that. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Again, it's Vick. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Vick. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Eric Stokes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick 6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Vick. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Give them a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here, as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll fake it. Now Love. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Now it's Locke. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And this offense has really just been humming all game long. So to me, they're just saying, we want to finish this one off in the 3rd quarter so we can coast home in the 4th. And this is just a tremendous play, something we've seen time and again from this offense.
Straight ahead, Walker, and that throw pretty impressive, and even 61 yards through the air. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
At the Falcons' 6-yard line.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They start on the ground with Andrews. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On the ground, Andrews again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. They find some open field here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing, Vick. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Vick. And now here is another interception. And the Seahawks are going to get it back here just past the 35. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the back.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Here's Andrews. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape. Touchdown, Falcons! A great play there. 33 yards. And the Falcons take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Koo, up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from going up by 40. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Falcons 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out. And my goodness, another interception. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off?
Touchdown! A great effort there. With his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Falcons 7. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for
The
Seattle.
kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. from his end zone. Here comes Patterson.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Vick. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Vick now. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Vick to throw it. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Falcons take over first down 10 at their own 18-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And throw by Vick, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Vick on fourth down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Up the middle, here's Walker. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to throw. Love. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. But Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 10-yard line.
Again, Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a fifth straight victory. Zerline good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Falcons 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And my goodness, another interception. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker, a 15-yard touchdown run. Zerline now for the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Seahawks 75, Falcons 7. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 46 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now Andrews. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. And this offense on third down today, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Andrews, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Throwing now, Luck. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons Falcons are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 16-yard line.
They'll try the left side. It's Andrews. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. On play action, Vick. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Let's go now.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. The quick slant caught. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now, there is a flag down. But I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Vick operating on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
One last shot for Michael Vick. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, they do get that 10th win of the year as they finish up at 10-7 overall. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better-than-average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it'll be double digits in losses as they fall to 7-10 for their final mark.